everyone! Today I am doing my holiday book haul. I have about maybe 10 books or so to show you. I've been collecting them over since September to now, so it's kind of a long gap. Haven't been buying a lot of books because Christmas is here and that's all where money goes, not to books. So let's get started. Bad Blood by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This is the last book in the Natural series, and if you wonder what the Natural series is, it's about these kids. They're like teenagers and they work for the FBI, and they each have like the special gift that people in the FBI normally have, like for example a profiler or a lie detector. So they have these heightened abilities and they work for the FBI to solve these cold cases. The only thing is these cold cases have been starting to turn into mainstream cases. This is the last book of the series. I've actually already read it and I gave it a good like 4.5 out of 5 stars. It was so good. But this book, if you haven't picked up the series yet, go pick it up. I even have video reviews for them, so you can go watch those too. There are spoilers in them though, so just a warning, so I would recommend maybe reading the book first. But go watch them, go read the book, because these books are amazing. I highly recommend them to anyone who likes CSI, Castle, any type of crime solving show. You read this, it's so good. Next, I finally bought this book. I was gonna buy it when it came out, but I know that Barnes & Nobles during Black Friday have signed copies and special editions. So I bought Empire Storms by Sarah J. Maas, and this is why I waited so long to buy it, because you take this off. Let's take this off. There's nothing in the middle. I know, I was so disappointed when I didn't see there was nothing in it. And look how beautiful it is. Look, there's like, I think that's Rowan and that's Selena. No, that's Rowan. Maybe there's two of it. No, that's Selena. Never mind, that's Selena. And then this is Dorian. Dorian is Bay. And then also, you have the signed book. I was actually surprised how long the line was this year for Black Friday shopping at Barnes & Nobles, because last year when I went, I literally walked right up to the register. This was actually pretty long. But it was funny because as I'm checking this out, the girl who was checking the book out for me, she's like, I'm a really big fan of these series. Is it weird if I just look the signature on it? I was like, yeah, go for it. I understand. So I'm so happy. I'm kind of mad how thin these pages are. Like, I get it, it's a huge book and they want to keep it condensed size, but I love it when books just get bigger, bigger, and bigger. It looks nicer than now that I have huge Queen of Shadows and then this little tiny book right here. But still love it. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Next book, I actually bought this actually in August, and I should have hauled it in my last book haul, but I didn't have it with me. I might have mentioned it, I can't really remember. And that is Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. I haven't finished the Harry Potter series yet. I know, it's pretty shameful. My roommate keeps telling me that. I'm like on the 4th book, but the 4th book is so intimidating to me because it's so big, and just I know if I read it, it's going to take up a whole chunk of time. So that I've been kind of pushing off. I plan to read it though. So this is like play version, and I mean, I've heard mixed reviews, but I've heard it's really good. I hear it's not so good. I think it'll be okay like once you get into like the swing of it, of play form, but I do wish it was an actual book, because I feel like with an actual book, I feel like you get more out of it. But I'm excited to read it, and I wasn't even gonna really buy it though until I read the rest of Harry Potter series. Don't have to wait to buy it. Next book. I always find it funny is when I see books and I'm like, I'm not going to buy that book. I'm not going to read it. I'm not interested in it. And then like a month or two later, look it, I own it. And for me, that book was The Thousandth Floor. Wasn't going to buy it. I was like, here's like a Gossip Girl type thing. And I tried getting into that TV series. I just couldn't. Some of it's because I can't sit still for that long and watch a TV show. But anyway, so I wasn't going to buy it. But then I started reading the first chapter, it's like a prologue, and it's so good. So I'm hoping it continues like that, and I think there's like gold on the cover, like front. Nope, it's not. Oh wait, there is. Oh, look at that! Isn't it beautiful? It's all gold. So I'm thinking I'm gonna read this around New Year's though, because like the Empire State Building and New York and the ball dropping, and I don't know, it just has like this like New Year feel. I don't know, that's just me, and that's how my brain works. Next we have, I actually just filmed a book talk for this, and this was an impulse buy, and I hate doing impulse buys because I'll look at a book and be like, oh, I want to buy that book, I want to own that book. But the problem is I buy it and I either A, never read it because I just find other things and I don't know what this book is about, I don't want to waste my time on this. Or B, I start it and it's just awful and I start realizing why I never heard of the book before. But this book, I'm so glad I just like took that leap of faith and bought it. That is Burning Glass by Catherine Purdy. Anyways, I'm so glad I bought it, and the premise of this book is basically, there's this one girl and she has this power to feel emotions, like more than just emotions, like deeper than empathy. Like if you're sad, she feels that sadness, like the exact weight of that sadness. And she saw an Airseer, and she lives in this convent with a bunch of girls with the same power. Well, these Airseers, they work for the Emperor. They're basically supposed to feel people's emotions to know if there's something going on, to warn the Emperor if he's in danger at all. Well, the Airseer for the Emperor dies, and now it's up to Sonia. Due to an accident, she's the only one left, so it's up to her now to go and be the Airseer for the Emperor, and that's where the story just takes place, and it's really good. When I first read it, it was really weird. I was like, I'm not sure I'm gonna like this, because she even can feel the emotions of dead animals, so she can't even eat meat. Like, I don't know how that girl survived without eating bacon. I would not be able to do it. And so I read it and I was like, this is kind of weird. I was going to see if I could return it back to Barnes & Noble's, but my roommate's like, I'm going to read it. Let me read the last chapter, because she's one of those people who likes to read the last chapter and then read the book, which you can't do that. So anyways, she reads the last chapter for me, tell me if I should read it, and she's like, you gotta read it, it's so good. And I did, I'm so glad. I gave it like a 5 out of 5 stars, because this book had me laughing, had me crying. This book is so good, and you should read it. This book obviously does not get enough hype, and you should read it. It's called Burning Glass. Next book, I read a book by this author in September, and I loved it. I literally read it in one sitting overnight, like pulled in all night and read this book. It was so good. So I got this book, and this book was interesting. I expected it, but I did not expect it to be like this, if you understand what I'm saying. And that is It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. This book was really like, it's one of those books you don't read for light reading. Let's just put it like that. You don't read this book for light reading. Because I'm a family life educator. That's what my major is going for. I'm in family life education, meaning I learn family dynamics. I learn the way humans interact and how they are what they are. And so when I learned about stuff, especially with this book is like a abuse story, and I did not know that going into it until after I ordered the book, then I found out on Goodreads. But the story is an abuse story. And see, the problem is I read stuff like that for class, like in the textbook. It doesn't go in nearly as depth and detail as like I got in this book. Like in the textbook, they make it just go over it and that's it. But they don't really show the impact. Like this showed the actual impact of it, and it like made you question a lot of the stuff that a lot of people say about abusive relationships. So I really highly recommend this book to just open your mind and open your understanding towards topics such as this, because if we can understand things like this, then we can better our nation. And finally, the last book is, one, the cover is beautiful, so I bought it, and two, I've heard a lot of good things about that, and that's The Wrath and the Dawn by Renee Wrath and Dawn. It's kind of a retelling of 1001 Night. I actually remember my English teacher telling me about the original story, so it was like really cool now to like, this is like a retelling of it. So I'm really interested to know about this. So basically, the story of 1001 Nights is basically there's this, I don't know, is he a prince or something? He marries a bride and he kills her every night. And he'll marry another one and then he'll kill her. He marries another, he kills her. This happens almost every night, every time he marries a wife. Well, then there's this one girl, and she kind of continues to tell him the story, but she prolongs the story to prevent him from killing her, because when the story ends, that's I think when he kills her. So she keeps making the story really long. She's ending it in the cliffhangers. So she keeps prolonging the story, I think ending it in cliffhangers, making him want to read more. And so basically, then she could save her life until I think she wants to kill him then. But anyways, this is what the story is. It's basically just a retelling of it with the same premise, and I'm so excited to read it. Anyways, that was my holiday book haul. I gotta make this short because my camera's dying, so yeah. Anyway, thank you for watching. Give this video a big thumbs up if you liked it. Tell me in the comments below any books you've read. Have you read any of these books? Did you like them? What books do you plan to read over this holiday season? Subscribe to my channel for bookish conversations and shenanigans. Thank you for watching. Bye!